Imagine finding a secret door, you know, in your new kind of old house. It's small, almost hidden. But, like, what if that door promises everything? A way out of the dull stuff, everything you think you want.
Right, the perfect escape.
Yeah. But what if that promise is actually, a trap? What if the dream world turns out to be way more terrifying than the boring reality you were trying to escape in the first place?
And that's what's so fascinating here, isn't it? How the film Coraline uses this really meticulous stop-motion animation.
Oh, it's incredible.
And this deeply unsettling atmosphere. You had to explore these really universal themes, desire, disillusionment, where you belong.
It's like a dark fairy tale, but elevated.
Exactly. It's beautifully crafted, but it's also spawned just countless theories. It really gets under your skin.
So today, that's what we're doing. We're taking a deep dive into that fantastical, but also pretty frightening world of Coraline. We're going to peel back the layers, look at the main story, the plot twists that catch you off guard.
And there's some good ones.
Oh, yeah. And we'll get into those fascinating fan theories that just won't go away and try to explain the deeper meanings behind some of the moments that really stick with you.
Right.
So our mission for you listening is basically to give you a shortcut, a way to understand why this film, why it continues to captivate and, frankly, haunt people long after the credits roll.
Yeah, and that really raises the big question, doesn't it? Why does this story, it's about a little girl feeling neglected and, button eyes. Well, why does it resonate so deeply?
It's more than just spooky.
Oh, absolutely. It's way more than just a spooky tale. It's like a masterclass in psychological horror and symbolism. It's packed with these little clues, these deliberate choices. It's just brilliant.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Coraline's beginning, which is, pretty mundane, decidedly not magical.
Right, the total opposite of where she ends up going.
Exactly. We meet Coraline Jones. She's 11, got this bright blue hair, big personality, and she's just landed in this new place, the Pink Palace Apartments in Oregon.
Which is always gray and drizzly.
Always raining. And her room, she tries to make it cool with origami and stuff, but the movie describes it as small, cold, cracked, faded, like it's sucking the life out of things.
Yeah. And the outside world isn't much better. Rain, mud. Her mom's line about rain makes mud, mud makes a mess.
Yeah.
Really sets the tone.
Yeah, it's restrictive. Feels totally devoid of any fun or imagination.
And a lot of that comes down to her parents, right? That's the core of her initial unhappiness.
Definitely. Mel and Charlie Jones, they're just completely bogged down with work.
Writing a plant catalog, ironically, given how much they hate mess.
Right. And Mel, the mom, she looks tired. She's got that neck brace on.
Which we find out is from a car accident. Just a little detail, but it hints at something maybe that's worn them down.
Yeah. And Charlie, the dad, he's just hunched over this ancient computer, typing away super slowly.
And they're just preoccupied, they're distant, they're barely listening when Coraline tries to talk to them.
Oh, yeah. She tells them she nearly fell down a well and just, that's nice.
Or, I don't have time for you right now. It's that feeling of neglect, isn't it? That feeling of not being seen.
Totally. And that's what makes her so vulnerable to the other world's promises. It just perfectly sets the stage for what's coming.
It's a classic setup, but Coraline pushes it into really terrifying territory.
And it's not just the parents contributing to this feeling of isolation. The neighbors are, well, there's something else.
Huh. Yeah, characters is putting it mildly.
Her first encounter is with Wyborn Lovett, or YB, the owner's grandson. She immediately calls him a jerkwad.
Classic kid stuff. He just sort of appears out of nowhere.
And tells her the stick she's using, her dowsing rod, is actually poison oak. Instant rash.
Nice welcome.
Right. And then he drops that line about the secret well being so deep.
If you fell to the bottom and looked up, you'd see a sky full of stars in the middle of the day.
Which sounds kind of cool, but looking back, it's super creepy foreshadowing, right?
Absolutely. Directly hints at the other world's perpetual night. And he also mentions his grandma usually doesn't rent to families with kids.
But made an exception for them.
Another little breadcrumb.
Yeah.
Seems minor, but it leads somewhere much darker later on.
Then you've got Miss Spink and Miss Forcible downstairs.
Oh, the actresses. With the army of stuffed Scotty dogs.
Hamish, Jock, Angus. They're sweet, departed angels. It's bizarre.
And they give her that ancient sticky taffy.
Which she can barely chew. And then the tea leaf reading, it's all over the place.
Yeah, Spink sees terrible danger like a spiky claw. Forcible sees a giraffe or something.
A tall, handsome beast.
Right. It's funny, but it also adds to that, that feeling of unease. Like the real world is kind of broken and confusing too.
And their predictions, even though they clash, are kind of both right in weird ways.
Exactly. Foreshadowing, even in the contradictions.
And don't forget Mr. Babinski upstairs.
Right.
The amazing Babinski.
The huge blue man with the jumping mouse circus.
He's so peculiar. Smells like cheese samples. No vizier.
And at first he's just annoyed she's bothering his mice.
But then the mice give him that message for her. Do not go through little door.
A direct warning. Which she totally ignores. Because, it's just bricked up at that point.
Yeah, seems harmless. And that blue skin. The fan theories about that are wild.
The Chernobyl medal one is the big one, right?
Right.
That he wears the Russian hero medal for service there. And the blue is from radiation.
Which would explain, well, a lot. Adds this whole tragic backstory dimension to him.
Yeah, definitely. And then comes the catalyst. The doll.
Oh, the doll. Wybie gives it to her. Found it in his grandma's trunk.
And it looks exactly like Coraline. Blue hair, yellow raincoat, even the boots.
Weird, she says. But she takes it.
But we, the audience, know better because of that opening sequence. We see the beldam, the other mother's true form, making it.
Right, with those creepy old tools.
Yeah, they're actual 18th century embalming tools, and she follows the steps of embalming, literally.
Ugh, that's chilling.
It is. She often uses bits from the last victim hair, clothes, to make the new doll. It's not just sewing, it's a ritual.
Directly foreshadowing what happens if Coraline agrees to the buttons, becoming another doll.
Exactly. Soul snatching, essentially. Preserved forever.
So that doll basically leads her right to the little door.
Her dad, trying to keep her busy, tells her to explore the house. Count doors, windows, list blue things.
Pretty boring task. But the doll, almost like it's guiding her, takes her to that small, wallpapered over door in the living room.
She gets her mom to open it, right? Mom's annoyed, uses that distinctive black key.
The one with the button on the end.
Yeah, and it's just bricks.
Total anticlimax. Coraline's so disappointed, Mom just shrugs it off. Oh, they must have closed this off when they divide the house.
It's such a clever misdirect. Lulls you into thinking, okay, nothing weird here. Sets up the shock perfectly.
The calm before the storm. Okay, but that brick wall doesn't last, does it?
Not at all. That night, Coraline can't sleep. She's restless in that cold, faded room.
And she sees this mouse, like a little ghost mouse, with button eyes.
It looks just like the doll's eyes. And it leads her back to the little door.
And this time, no bricks. It opens onto this tunnel.
A dark, expanding tunnel, yeah, with this inviting bluish light at the end. It's visually stunning.
A complete contrast to her gray, rainy reality. It's like it's pulling her in.
And the world she steps into is...
Ooh.
Wow, it's immediately deeper, more dimensional, warm, vibrant colors everywhere.
The senses just get hit immediately. That painting of the crying boy.
Now he's smiling, holding ice cream.
And the whole house smells amazing, like incredible food cooking.
Unlike her mom's cooking, which is implied to be pretty bland.
Her own bedroom is suddenly this dream room. Jewel tones, fireplace, canopy bed.
Even her toys come alive.
Yeah.
The origami dragonflies flutter. The squid and turtle talk to her.
It's everything she's ever wanted. Crafted just for her.
Yeah.
Almost. Too perfectly.
It's really perfect, yeah. Designed to impress and trap her, make her feel special, loved.
And the main attraction, the other parents.
Right. The other mother's right there, beaming, cooking this huge roast chicken, cheerful apron, funny Evan mitts.
And the button eyes, which Coraline actually points out.
Yeah, you have buttons. And the other mother just kind of brushes it off like it's charming.
The other father, too, button eyes, looks a bit cooler, more hair, playing this amazing piano.
With those Dr. Seuss gloves that come out of the piano. And he sings that song for her.
Making up a song about Coraline. They're so attentive. Playing games, making her favorite foods instantly.
The gravy train, the mango milkshake.
And that cake, welcome home. It's like the polar opposite of her real parents. It feels amazing, but also slightly off.
It's definitely too good to be true. You feel that unease right away.
And the wonders keep coming. The other Miss Spankin' Forcible show.
Oh yeah, the apartment is suddenly this huge glitzy theater.
Filled with hundreds of button-eyed Scotty dogs as the audience.
And that bizarre mermaid performance.
It's so weirdly spectacular. But then they do the costume change.
Shedding the fat suit disguises to become these younger, beautiful versions of themselves.
Sparkling swimsuits, button eyes, doing this amazing trapeze act.
And they pull Coraline up with them, turning her fear into excitement.
It's pure sensory overload, designed to make her feel like the star of the show, completely adored.
Every detail meticulously crafted to make her think, this is where I belong. This is perfect.
But that perfection, it starts to crack pretty quickly, doesn't it? The other mother's real goal comes out.
Yeah, it gets dark fast. After all the fun and games, the other mother drops the bomb. Sweetly, of course.
You can stay here forever if you want to.
The catch. Just a small thing.
Let her sew buttons into her eyes. She even shows her the box. Needle, thread, 2 black buttons.
And the other father pipes up, so sharp you won't feel a thial.
Because she kicks him under the table, silences him instantly. That implies he's had it done.
Oh, absolutely. And Coraline's reaction is pure panic. No way. You're not sewing buttons in my eyes.
That's the moment the mask slips. She sees the trap.
And when the other mother tries to touch her, her hand is described as icy cold, a real hint of her true, unnatural self, the monster beneath.
Yeah, the beautiful facade just shatters right there.
And looking back, the film plants clues about this deception right from the start. So clever.
Like the cake, the welcome home cake.
Exactly. The icing on the word home, the O, has double loops.
Which apparently, in handwriting analysis, means something.
Yeah, according to graphology, a loop in an O can mean deception, and a double loop is linked to pathological liars.
Wow. So right there on the cake, it's screaming, this is a lie.
Pretty much. A subtle, brilliant piece of visual storytelling, hidden in plain sight.
And what about the eating? That was always weird.
Super weird. The other mother cooks all this amazing food, the house smells incredible, but her own plate is always empty.
Right. It suggests she doesn't eat normal food.
Exactly. It hints at what she really consumes. Souls. The first time we actually see her eat, she bites the head off a live cocoa beetle.
Ugh. Yeah, that confirms it. Predatory.
Meanwhile, the other father's plate is always piled high.
Like ridiculously full.
And the theory there is, maybe the beldam doesn't need him once Coraline leaves. So he never knows when his next meal is coming. He's hoarding it out of fear.
That makes him seem even more tragic and controlled.
Totally. And the music adds to it too, right? That soundtrack by Bruno Coulet.
Yeah, it's not typical music a lot of the time.
It uses a lot of gibberish, these weird, chanted, whispered sounds, instead of actual lyrics.
Creates this constant feeling that something's just off.
Yeah.
Unsettling.
Exactly. Heightens that uncanny feeling.
Yeah.
And speaking of unsettling, back to the doll.
The embalming tools again?
Yeah. The film explicitly shows her using them, following the steps. It's not just making a toy, it's a ritual. Foreshadowing Coraline becoming another lifeless, preserved victim if she gives in.
So the moment Coraline tries to leave and can't, that's when the nightmare really starts.
Yeah, she tries to sleep on it, thinking she'll just wake up back in her real room like before.
But she wakes up still there, and it's dark, locked.
The little door is sealed. And her amazing bedroom, it's transformed into this creepy, glowing bug museum.
Everything's turned sinister. She tries to barricade the door.
Piling furniture against it, terrified. It's clear she's trapped now. No easy way out.
And you really see the decay in the other father, too.
Oh, definitely. He goes from being fun dad to looking really ill. His hair's a mess. His face is this pale pumpkin color.
His hair looked like vines.
Yeah. And he tries to warn her, but those white-gloved hands from the piano literally cover his mouth, spin him around.
He can barely speak. Squash pumpkin sauce.
It shows the other mother's total control. He's just a puppet forced into silence. His decline reflects the whole world falling apart.
And then the cat becomes important. The real world cat, but different here.
Right. In the other world, he can talk. And he becomes this kind of cynical, reluctant guide for Coraline.
He gives her some crucial warnings.
Yeah, he explains the world outside, the nice bits is just empty. She only made what she knew would impress you.
And that line about the other mother. She wants something to love. Or maybe she just loves something to eat.
Chilling, right. And his ability to just appear and disappear reinforces he's different in this world. He knows the score.
He even takes out one of those spy mice for her, turns it into a dead rat.
Shows his loyalty in a pretty brutal cat way. He's on her side, mostly.
But the most dramatic sign of things going wrong is the garden.
Oh, the garden transformation is terrifying. She goes back, and it's gone from amazing to darker now.
The glowing flowers are turning black, dying.
And the plants become hostile. Pitcher plants eating frogs, bleeding hearts, leaking sticky red stuff.
And the snapdragons, which apparently symbolize deception.
Yeah. They literally attack her, grab her ankles, try to drag her into this stone mouth thing.
The beauty was just a trap. Now the claws are out.
Exactly. The other mother's predatory nature is fully exposed. The whole world is actively trying to get her.
Okay, so things are looking bad. Parents trapped, world decaying, Coraline has to fight back.
And she does, with incredible courage, really. She confronts the other mother, who's already starting to look taller, creepier.
Hinting at that final monstrous form.
Yeah. And Coraline proposes a game, a challenge.
The stakes are insane. Find her parents, find the eyes of the ghost children the beldam trapped before.
And if she wins, everyone goes free. Her parents, the kids, everyone.
But if she loses, she stays forever. Lets the other mother sew on the buttons.
And the other mother, loving games, confident she'll win, agrees.
And she gives that cryptic clue for the eyes.
In each of 3 wonders I've made just for you, a ghost's eye is lost in plain sight.
And for her parents, she just taps her own button eye, leaving Coraline to figure out they're trapped behind them, metaphorically or literally.
Probably literally, given the snow globe later. So, the hunt begins across this hostile, falling-apart world.
First stop, the corrupted garden again. She's battling the plants, the snapdragons biting at her.
And those horrible hummingbird wasp things steal her candy.
The triangle candy, the one Spink and Forcible gave her, saying it was good for lost things or bad things.
Right, and when she gets it back and looks through the hole,
the world goes gray like a sketch. And she sees this burning red ember, the first eye.
hidden in the stick-shift knob of the other father's praying mantis tractor. Such a clever visual.
But getting it is tough. The other father, now that awful pumpkin man.
With his hands trapped in the piano globes, forced to attack her with the tractor.
He's trying so hard not to. You hear him mumbling, "Sorry, mother making me."
It's heartbreaking. But he manages one moment of defiance, kicks away a controlling hand.
And rips off the knob himself. "Tack it!"
Coraline grabs it just as he and the tractor fall into the water and sink. Gone.
And instantly the whole garden just turns to ash. Dead.
And you hear the first ghost child's voice thanking her. So tragic, but she got the first one.
Okay, next is the theater. Spink and Forcible's place.
Which is now dark, creepy, full of those button-eyed Scotties and snarling bat dogs.
No more glamour, just decay. And on stage, there's this huge wrapped piece of taffy.
Pulsing with a blue-white light when she looks through the candy hole.
She punches through the wrapper, reaches in, and pulls out these cold taffy hands.
It's them, young Spink and Forcible, twisted together inside the taffy. Ugh.
She has to pry their hands open to get the pearl ring inside. The second eye, it's glowing blue.
But the moment she gets it, the taffy hands grab her, and the whole taffy monster thing comes alive.
Their heads burst out, screaming, "Thief, give it back!"
It's pure nightmare fuel. But Coraline thinks fast, uses her flashlight.
To make the bat dogs attack the taffy monster.
Brilliant move. Chaos ensues, they attack each other, and both just crumble into ash. The whole theater goes gray.
And the pearl glows brighter. The second ghost voice urges her on. "Hurry on, girl, her web is unwinding."
The Beldam's world is literally falling apart as Coraline takes back the souls.
Final eye. Mr. Babinski's attic. Dark, quiet, desolate now.
He appears, but he looks wrong. Too many joints, face hidden. He taunts her with the circus ball.
She looks through the candy, sees the amber glow of the third eye inside his hat, but then she realizes
He's not really him anymore. Something's moving under his coat. Rats.
She pulls off his hat, and it's just a giant pale rat underneath, holding the ball.
Horrifying. More rats pour out of his collapsing clothes. The main rat runs, firing cotton candy cannons at her.
She throws her magic candy at it, but misses.
But then, the black cat swoops in. Hero moment.
Totally. He attacks the rat and just drops its head with the ball still in its teeth right in front of her.
Third eye secured. And the rest of the other world instantly turns to ash, a total wasteland.
And now she knows where her parents are. The final clue.
Trapped in the snow globe. The Detroit Zoo won from her real house. The final plot twist needed for the rescue.
So she grabs the snow globe, grabs the eyes, and makes a run for the little door.
But the other mother isn't done. She transforms. Fully reveals her true form.
This monstrous spider-like creature, all sharp angles and fury.
Terrifying struggle in the tunnel. Coraline's pulling herself through back to her world.
And manages to slam the door shut, severing the other mother's hand. It gets left behind.
That choked scream as the door closes.
Yeah.
Chilling. Coraline locks it, leaves the key in, thinks it's over.
But it's not. Another twist. That severed hand, it's still moving.
Like thing from the Addams Family. But pure evil, a spider hand skittering after her.
It wants the key back. It follows her out to the well. The door in the house is described as breathing, wanting the key.
And this is where Wybie comes back. Full hero mode.
Redemption arc. Speeds down the hill on his bike, yelling, "Just in time."
He grabs the hand with his slug tongs, tries to chuck it down the well.
But the hand fights back. Grabs his bike, they both tumble towards the well.
Wybie's hanging on. The hand is stabbing at his fingers with its needle-like ends. It's intense.
Coraline throws her blanket over it, wrestles with it. Wybie pulls himself up.
And smashes it with a huge rock. Breaks it into little needle pieces.
Finally, they tie up the pieces, tie the key to them, and drop the whole bundle down the well. Sealed away.
That shared moment of relief and triumph. They did it together.
And it feels like a real turning point. Wybie finally calls her Coraline.
Yeah, that small sign of respect. And apologizes for not believing her.
Then he shows her that photo, his grandma as a kid, with her twin sister.
Holding the doll. The sister, who was one of the ghost children, explains so much about the grandma's fear and the no kids rule.
And the film ends with that garden party. It looks so alive.
Everyone's there. Coraline, her parents, who seem genuinely more present now than neighbors. Wybie, his grandma.
Planting tulips together around that dead-looking tree. It feels like healing. Community.
A sense of real belonging in the real imperfect world. Coraline's found her place, and Babinski secretly planting beads is just perfect.
Yeah, a little touch of the weirdness remains, but it's grounded now. Okay, so that ending feels pretty conclusive, right? Coraline escapes, saves everyone, finds happiness.
Seems like it, but this is Coraline. And that ending has fueled probably the most persistent, unsettling fan theory out there.
The Coraline never left theory.
Exactly. The idea that the happy ending is just another illusion. The Beldam's final, perfect trap.
And there are some disturbingly convincing arguments for it.
There really are. Starting with the well itself. Remember Wybie's description.
See a sky full of stars in the middle of the day.
Which perfectly matches the otherworld sky.
Yeah.
And the look of the well tunnel, it's visually very similar to the portal tunnel behind the little door.
Plus those mushroom rings around it. Fairy rings.
Yeah. Folklore connects fairy rings to portals to other worlds. It suggests the well isn't just a well, it's another way in or out for the Beldam. Her influence isn't confined to the house.
And how Coraline travels between the worlds. That's weird too, right?
It is. Mostly, she doesn't actually go back through the little door until the very end. She just falls asleep in the other world.
And wakes up in her real bed.
Right. The theory suggests maybe each waking is just the Beldam pulling her deeper into the illusion, making her feel safe when she's not.
Some people point out she wakes up in the exact same position she fell asleep in. Physically impossible if rats carried her back.
It implies more of a mental shift within the illusion. Yeah. Not a real physical journey back.
And her parents' behavior after she rescues them.
That fuels the theory too. They seem weirdly unaware, almost like they don't remember being trapped in a snow globe.
Oh, we were just grocery shopping. No trauma, no real recognition of the horror.
Could be the Beldam smoothing things over in the fake reality, manipulating their memories.
But the biggest piece of evidence, the one everyone points to, is the cat.
Oh yeah, the cat, who can only disappear and reappear like that in the other world. He explicitly says he can only do that there.
And at the very, very end of the movie, in the supposedly real world, he vanishes. Behind the pink palace sign.
Poof. Gone. If he's in the real world, he shouldn't be able to do that. It strongly suggests Coraline is still trapped, that the garden party is the final illusion.
There are other little visual things too, right? The nose thing.
The crooked nose theory.
Yeah.
Real mom's nose is slightly crooked. Other mother's is perfect. Some fans swear that in the final scene, the real mom's nose looks straight. A swap. An illusion detail.
And the squid toy. It has cat ears in the other world.
And eagle-eyed viewers spot it still has the cat ears in the real-world bedroom at the end. Another sign she never left.
And the garden layout itself. Some see the Beldam's face in the flower beds.
Yeah, these tiny details keep the theory alive. It's designed to make you doubt.
Okay, but there are strong arguments against it too, starting with the author.
Neil Gaiman himself. He said multiple times pretty clearly that Coraline does escape. That's the point of the story, overcoming evil, finding courage.
If she doesn't escape, the whole message kind of falls apart.
Exactly. It becomes a story about inescapable doom, not resilience. Also, think about the Beldam's power level.
She seemed pretty weakened by the end.
Totally. She says, if you leave me here, I will die. She needed Coraline's soul desperately. Creating that initial illusion took a huge toll on her after nearly 50 years without a victim.
So could she really sustain this massive, perfect, final illusion world?
Probably not. Her power was clearly draining, the tunnels were crumbling. It suggests she was running on fumes, not getting stronger.
And the ghost children, they get their real eyes back.
Right. They glow, they look free, their souls seem released. That couldn't happen if they were still trapped in an illusion created by the beldam. Their freedom implies her defeat.
Good point. And even if the beldam got the key back from the well, what could she do?
Not much, probably. Her hand is severed, her true form is huge, she's weak in the real world, and the door's locked from Coraline's side. She seems pretty contained.
So maybe the cat disappearing is just cat magic. His job is done.
That's the counterargument. He's a magical creature. Maybe he can bend the rules a bit. His role as guide was over.
Okay, so beyond the did she escape vortex, there are other cool theories and symbols. Wyvie's grandma, Miss Lovett.
Yeah, the theory that she intentionally let Coraline's family move in.
Knowing her sister was a victim, knowing the beldam takes a kid every 50 years, and it was time.
And the next target might have been Wyvie. So did she make an exception to the no kids rule to basically sacrifice Coraline to save her grandson?
That's dark. Morally gray, at least. Tragic.
It adds a whole other layer to her character.
Uh-huh.
And Mr. Boginski again.
The Chernobyl metal connection, explaining the blue skin, the weirdness, the mice's warning.
Makes him less just crazy neighbor
Right.
and more tragic figure with possible radiation-induced insight.
And the blue boy in the painting. The theory connecting him to the cat.
I love that one. That his spirit is in the black cat. Explains the identical eyes, explains why the cat is so invested in helping Coraline.
He knew what she was going through because he went through it himself.
Turns the cat from just a magical helper into this guardian spirit, seeking a kind of posthumous justice or offering empathy. Really powerful.
And the other mother herself as an archetype.
Oh yeah, she fits into this long history of nightmare mothers and kids lit. Goes way back.
Like that old story, the new mother with glass eyes and a wooden tail.
Exactly, and it plays on that Freudian idea of the uncanny. The most terrifying monsters aren't always obvious demons. Sometimes they look like someone you trust. Like your mother.
Disguised evil is scarier.
Absolutely. It makes the betrayal deeper, the horror more psychological.
And the eyes, the buttons are so central.
Totally. Eyes as windows to the soul. The beldam having buttons means she's soulless, lacks humanity.
And wanting to sew buttons on Coraline is literally stealing her soul, her humanity.
Turning her into an object, a doll under her control. It's visual horror with deep symbolic meaning. Ultimate consumption.
It taps into those deep childhood fears being ignored, abandoned, replaced by something monstrous.
But unlike older stories that might just punish the naughty child, Gaiman's story celebrates Coraline's strengths.
Her bravery, her cleverness, even her curiosity, which got her into trouble, is ultimately what saves her.
Yeah, it's a humanist message. She grows, learns to appreciate her flawed reality, finds resilience. She doesn't just survive, she triumphs.
And we have to talk about the animation itself. Stop motion.
Oh, absolutely. Henry Selick's direction is masterful. That meticulous detail creates this world that feels so real, so tactile.
Both whimsical and incredibly eerie at the same time.
Every little thing is handmade, moved frame by painstaking frame. It gives the whole film this unique texture, this weight. It makes the fantasy feel grounded somehow.
It makes the other world feel like a place you could actually touch, which makes it even scarier.
Definitely. It's a huge part of why the film is so effective and memorable. It's art.
And thematically, it's exploring big ideas, too. Identity, autonomy.
Yeah, Coraline's journey is about finding herself, learning to value her real life, flaws and all, defining herself.
While the other mother is this controlling, possessive force trying to absorb her, erase her individuality under the guise of love.
So Coraline fighting back is a fight for her own self, her independence, choosing messy reality over a perfect cage.
Which leads to that other big theme. The danger of just wanting to escape.
Right. The other world is the ultimate escapist fantasy. Perfect, tailored, solves all problems.
But it's hollow and sinister, hiding this terrifying truth.
It shows that chasing some idealized better life can lead you into way more danger than just facing the problems you have.
She wanted out of the mundane, but learned that getting exactly what you wish for can be the worst thing possible. Hashtag tag outro.
So after digging through all of that, what's the takeaway? We've walked through the other world, the traps, the twists, the theories.
Yeah, we've really tried to unpack the layers of this incredible film.
From the story to the animation to the symbolism.
And I think connecting it all, Coraline just shows the power of really deliberate, careful storytelling.
Nothing feels accidental.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Every detail, the animation, the music, the loop in the yoga on the cake, it all serves the story, adds meaning, invites you to look closer.
It really rewards watching it again and again. You always notice something new.
Definitely.
And whether you land on the side of she escaped or the darker she's still trapped theory.
Which is still fun to debate.
It is. But either way, the film makes you question things, look beyond the surface, and maybe appreciate our own messy, imperfect lives a bit more.
It's that chilling reminder, isn't it? Sometimes the grass looks greener, but it's actually poisonous. Or, hiding a soul-eating spider monster. Right. So maybe the question for you listening is, what else is hidden there? What other clues or questions does the Pink Palace hold?
And beyond the scares, what does Coraline teach us about real courage, about family, flaws and all, about being true to yourself?
Lots to think about. Keep exploring, keep questioning,